Bif Naked's creative spark lit the fire under a music career that began in the 90s and continues strong today. At 23, she started her own record company and toured across Europe and North America at a time when bands fronted by females were an anomaly, big time. Her professional and personal journey is noted in a very candid new memoir, Bificus. And it takes readers through her childhood, her relationships, her career, and her cancer diagnosis. Bif Naked joins us in studio.
I'm listening to you. I go, did you say I was 23? I'm like, oh, thank you.
When you started the record company, although you still look 23,
oh, bless
you focused in on the
bless
23.
We have a great team here doing makeup.
Don't I know it? Seriously, don't I know it? Listen, so candid. You just laid it out there. And the question is, what do you decide not to put in when you've got so much?
Well, you know, I think that an undertaking for anyone to write a memoir, any one of us has the same story filled with lots of different victories and tragedies. And I think it's like making a record. You can write 40 songs for the record, but 10 are usually what's going to make it on. And it's very difficult to choose for sure.
It's how you deal with those tragedies, though. I mean, from the get-go, as a baby, you were in survivor mode.
I guess I was probably also trying to crack a joke. Probably. Because, I mean, you know, humor really does help you through anything. And laughter, just like they say, is the best medicine.
You're adopted by missionaries.
I know, from one mommy's tummy to another mommy's heart. Yeah.
And it's just an amazing story. But, you know, throughout childhood and growing up, you write, and the one commonality is the survival. I survived, I made it. But the other thing is, you were really nice. And you had trouble saying no sometimes.
Sure.
And even, you know, with sexual experiences, things were happening, you weren't happy about them, but you didn't know how to say no. You didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Sure, I think that's really a common thread in all of our lives as women.
But you got hurt?
I think it's, yeah. I think everyone gets hurt, you know, and that's the thing with my story. I think it only mirrors stories of other women that I've met and learned about and talked with. And I don't know, I think that all of us have the same resiliency and we all have the same problem with standing up tall and saying no and saying things aren't okay.
We might have similar problems. I don't think we all have the same resiliency. I think you're so interesting that way. Or maybe we just don't tap into it. Maybe it's there and we just don't know how to tap into it to stand up.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, we talked off the top that when you were affronting your band, I mean, there were experiences there, not for the faint of heart. And you write about that. I mean, the mosh pits, everything else, people grabbing at you, the stuff that was said to you.
I think it happens in any job, really. If you work in as a school teacher, as a nurse, anything, any role that a woman is in, there's always going to be that, you know, that we have to fight against.
You have to fight against, but you came out on the other side, and you always did. What gives you that inner strength?
You know, I think that it's my parents, to be honest with you. I think that my foundation of both of my parents being very funny and extremely pragmatic and very neutral. They were a really neutral couple of people, and I think that helped a lot.
I know that your dad passed away, so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
But I know that he did, but I also know that he read the manuscript and he was really eager to fact check as well.
Yes.
Your mom, you offered it to her, and what did she say?
She said, no, Beth, I'll wait to read it with everybody else. And that's so my mom, and she did, and that's her. She's very gracious, and that's my mom.
What's the feedback been like from those that know you well?
They laugh because they know a lot of the stories. They were there for a lot of the stories. My manager had to remind me of some of the details, especially the touring details I might not remember because we just did so many.
Your longtime manager?
So many tours. Yeah, almost 27 years.
Who was dying just to manage you. I think saw you on the cover of something and said, who's that? I need to manage her. Yeah. And that was that?
I think there's probably a lot of stories like that in show business. Probably.
How much of your career and your life is fate?
Well, fate is a weird thing, you know?
Isn't it?
It is. And it kind of is like, is it fate? Is it destiny? Is it something that we can create, we manifest? You know, everyone says manifest destiny, which I generally think is pretty funny. But we're driving the car. Ultimately, we are all driving our own car. So we can drive it in a certain direction and just keep going. Keep going.
There's something you say here. This is after your marriage ended, and you said, "I have divorce papers as a reminder of my struggles," and that stuck with me. You know, the struggles, because even with breast cancer, you saw a lump and you said, "I knew I had it."
I hear it a lot from women too. I think that, and I don't think it's because we're all completely paranoid or hypochondriacs. I think that you probably have an intuition that tells you for sure. You know, if you think something is amiss, it usually is.
You've got a tour coming up, and you're going to combine stories from this book with song, and you're doing it in very intimate settings. You looking forward to it?
Oh, I can't wait. It's so much fun.
And interacting with everybody?
Yeah, I sometimes like people to just, if they're too shy to ask a question, they can write it down on a piece of paper and just throw it.
Does that happen sometimes?
All the time. We've had a guy propose to his wife at one of the shows. He just wanted to come on the stage and do that, and so we did that. And then we played Lucky, and it's fun. It's just lots of fun.
So good to see you.
Thank you.
Really
It's
great
good
to see you. All the best. Bificus, you'll find it on our iBooks page. Just head to itunes.com/CanadaAM.